Hello, and welcome back to Classic Song Reviews. I am the man. As you know, today, excuse me? I do not wish to say that other phrase. I do not like it. Seriously? Very well. Hello, and welcome back to Classic Song Reviews. I am the man, or the middle-aged nerd if you simply must. As you know, today's music is both morally and artistically bankrupt. In this show, we hearken back to a purer time when music was excellent and lyrics were meaningful. Today, we examine a song by a band that apparently did not know how to spell its own name. That band is known as the Cyrkle. No, that is not correct. I am aware of that, but that is not how the band spelled its name. The band name is spelled Cyrkle. No, I am not. May we proceed? The song, written in part by Paul Simon, chronicles the loss of a beloved and the process of recovering and moving on. It rose to number 2 on the charts in 1966. Let us examine Red Rubber Ball. The almost circus-like introduction appears to belie the serious nature of the situation described in the song. However, as we shall see, this is not necessarily the case. I should have known you bid me farewell. Is that not how it always goes? You give your heart to a female, shower her with all the devotion you can, and then one day she just decides that you are not the one for her and leaves. This seems to be a common phenomenon among our species, so yes, he should have known. There's a lesson to be learned from this, and I learned it very well. Whatever the cause of the rift, he believes he understands what went wrong and intends to correct the problems from this point forward. Whereas some men might turn to alcohol for solace or fall into a deep depression, this man chooses to learn. Rather admirable that. We may assume that, considering the severity of the blow he seems to have received, he will undoubtedly devote himself to a life of celibacy and intellectual pursuit. This method of recovery certainly worked nicely for me. Please proceed. Now I know you're not the only starfish in the sea. If I never hear your name again, it's all the same to me. Perhaps he is choosing not to pursue a life of celibacy after all. Well, not everyone has the internal fortitude to endure such a life. But there is good news. He has realized that there are other women out there, and thus he has no desire to try and repair the relationship. The metaphor combines two well-known adages: there are more stars in the sky, and there are more fish in the sea. Our songwriter has creatively melded these two old saws into the expression, "You are not the only starfish in the sea." This is how songwriting should be done. And I think it's gonna be alright. Yeah, the worst is over now. The morning sun is shining like a red rubber ball. And now we see the reason for the light-hearted music that surrounds our story. His spirits are up. He is prepared to re-enter the world without his former paramour. He sees the sunrise shining with promise before him like a red rubber ball. I have never seen one of these that shines. I doubt whether that is what he was talking about. Let us see. Does that look like a morning sun to you? I do not. I have seen many a excuse me? Oh, there it is. I have seen many a red sun in my day, but none of them actually reminded me of a rubber ball. However, The best artists see the world through entirely different eyes, so it may be that this simile makes sense in the minds of Mr. Simon and Company, if nowhere else.
You never cared for secrets I can find. For you I'm just an ornament, something for your pride.
In typical female fashion, she is purely out for herself. It may be something as simple as she finds you stunningly attractive and wishes to show you off to all of her friends. Or it may be that she is drawn to your intellect because she is rather academically challenged herself and needs your help to pass tests and such. To that end, she might use her feminine wiles to capture your imagination, always promising something just as soon as you get her past this next hurdle, yet ultimately delivering nothing but emptiness, because as soon as she has gotten what she wanted from you, she is too tired to give you the time of day. Why males continue to subject themselves to this kind of abuse is beyond me, but we have all done it.
Always running, never caring, that's the life you live. Stolen minutes of your time were all you had to give.
It is becoming clear why this man is unhappy with their arrangement. It would seem that the lady takes him for granted and gives no thought to what he wants out of their association, and in the end she casts him aside, perhaps when she no longer finds him useful, or when she does not have another immediate deadline approaching. We repeat the chorus, change key, and move into the finale.
The stories in the past with nothing to recall. I've got my life to live, and I don't need you at all.
He finally understands that he is better off without this manipulative vixen, and that his life will move forward much more smoothly now that he is no longer encumbered by this emotional albatross. Oh, shut up.
The roller coaster ride we took is nearly at an end. I bought my ticket with my tears, that's all I'm gonna spend.
I could not agree more. The amount of tears that we expend over women who are simply not worth it is astounding. They drag our emotions up and down like a roller coaster, and in the end, it is never enough. This man, just as I did when I had my own experience with this situation, has finally put his foot down and said, enough. I will not invest any more sorrow in you. She leaves in a huff, and he is better off. He goes on with his life and becomes an intellectual giant. And she, well, bereft of his help, she failed the next 3 tests and had to repeat the 3rd grade.
And I think it's gonna be alright. Yeah, the worst is over now. The morning sun is shining like a red rubber ball. Oh, I think it's gonna be...
I still do not know about the rubber ball simile, but yes, sir, I can assure you that you are going to be all right. You do not need female companionship. Look at me. I have done without it, and I am, if I may be so bold, an excellent specimen. Fear not, my friend, you shall recover. In fact, it appears you already have. Good for you. Let her go her own way and ruin her own life. She need not ruin yours.
The bitch came back the very next day.
Excuse me, I believe I left my oven on.
I think